Hey everyone, my name is chaoticwolph and welcome back to Homestuck. So last time we caught up with our bros, our best bros, Carcat, Dave, and John, with cameos by the mayor and Jade. And this time we're gonna hang out with, I guess, Lalan times 2 plus Kanaya? Literally identical faces. Why does she look kind of pissed off? Or is she nervous? I can't tell. I'm sorry. Sorry about what? For stammering and all, being an agog grinning idiot? I just cannot actually believe you are real and here and alive and not dying, and so am I here with you. I mean, plus sharing all those mentioned attributes. I can't believe it either. I have so much to say, I think, even though I can't think of the stuff at the moment. I know what you mean. I hope it's okay if I just sit near you, not being especially articulate for a bit. That is more than okay. As long as you're willing to similarly excuse the spectacular demise of my capacity for artful self-expression. I love how like both Lalans are like so like in awe of meeting their mother. OMG, you're Dirk! Wow, I just caught it. Wow. You sound so much like him. Oh my god, that's too perf and cute. Well, Roxy, you're also like Dave, so you know, it's equal. Dirk? I can't get over it. Now I can't unhear it. Even your voice sounds kind of like his, but it's just girl Dirk. Laughing my ass off. Wow, yes, heart. He sounds like a hell of a guy. Ooh, you have no idea. Well, I'm told he should be arriving here in a little while. Oh, is that why he's not here? Because it's like the same thing happened. He got sent way out of the Amphisphere. I guess that would make sense, huh? Because I was wondering where the hell he was. If he's anything like Dave's late older brother, and if he's anything like me, which he apparently is, then this is what I'm guessing the real party will start. I'm ready. I want to know things about him, such as if he shares his elder counterpart's avarice for soft puppet ass. He does, Rose, and it's awful. And if that, combined with his myriad vaguely unsettling psychological peculiarities, could occupy a dedicated team of therapists for years. The answer is yes and yes. Knowing this amuses me for some reason. But mainly there are things I want to know about you. I presume there will be plenty of time later to hound my biological father for the dirt on his proclivities. What do you want to know about me? Everything! I think the main difficulty in deciding what to ask is in sifting questions I would have for my mother. That is to say, the woman who raised me, from the questions I have for you. Well, I didn't raise you or anything, but I can sincerely take a crack at both kinds of questions. Okay, do you really like wizards? She does, Rose. Rose? Yes? Rose. I fucking love wizards! I see. As odd as it sounds, that actually does go pretty far in letting me know something about both of you. Oh? My relationship with her was complicated, but I've come to see that as mostly my fault. I was too young to understand her. I never even got a chance to misunderstand my mom. Or grown up you. Or... I mean, I didn't get to misunderstand her in person, more like as a legendary figure, because I grew up 400 years after she died. Right. I think I'm going to have to call the contest early. Yours is the more interesting biography by quite a lot. Not really. Not to me, at least. I was lonely. I thought about her a lot to pass the time. She was pretty amazing, at least according to history. She wrote hella books about wizards and rode a genocidal fat man down a waterfall of blood. She wrote hella books about wizards? Yeah, they were famous and good at everything. It sounds like I fumbled into the wrong line of work. There's no money in this Esper business. Well, there is, it just comes in incredibly stupid denominations, which are not particularly useful. Do you have copies of these books? Kanaya just pops in. Yes I do, there are copies back on my planet. Assuming John didn't retcon them away like a book-thieving sneak? I would really love to read them sometime if you wouldn't mind. No, not at all. By the way, this is Kanaya. Sorry for the combination of bad manners and general dumbfoundedness, which precluded a more timely introduction. Hello. Hey, that's a nice name, and also you're pretty. Thank you. I admire the aesthetics of your name and appearance as well, and in no small part due to their respective similarity to your daughters. Wow, man, that was somehow both a convoluted thing to say, yet smooth as hell. I'm impressed. Welcome to Mariam City. Population, a whole lot of great remarks like that. But yes, I'll get you those books. They're great. They made me want to write my own wizard books. Did you? Yeah, sort of. They were kind of bad. But also in like so bad that they're good? Could I read them? Hey, you got to read mine. Yeah, but you were like an old pro when you wrote yours. They are a freaking masterpiece wizard fix. They want Pulitzers and shit? Did they really? I don't know, probably. Oh, I don't know. They're just very, very good. So the ancient prize scholars, I'm sure, were like, dude, these wizards are very, very fucking good. Give them all the awards, then shut down the awards? But not because of the looming apocalypse, just because you literally cannot do better than these wizards. I can live with that. It's always been one of my professional goals to write tales of magical men so provocative they would cause the permanent and unceremoniously dissolution of at least one prestigious award. So yeah, I don't know, I guess you can see, but it's a pale ghost of a story compared to your stuff, and it's also, kinda weird. I like weird. Yeah, just, your opinion means a lot to me, and I'm nervous you might think it sucks, but I never even wrote the masterpieces you read. I think you may have a view of my abilities, which I haven't earned yet. Really, I'm not that good. I have my own story drafts, which you can read if you like. They're nothing special, frankly. Oh, really? Oh man, okay, then that sounds fun. Alright guys, time to read each other's fanfics. If during your manuscript exchange you need someone to read over your shoulder, say to proofread or to purge each sentence of punctuation and capitalize the first letter of every word, I'd be happy to volunteer. Strictly professionally, of course, and not because I really want to read your wizard things too. Guys, we have a wizard fan club here. I really want to read your wizard things too, I hope that's okay. Yeah, sure, it's okay. Sorry, me and Rose are babbling away here to each other. We don't mean to be excluding you. It's fine. I am thoroughly enjoying my role as a spectator. I know that Rose has been looking forward to this a lot, and that she received similarly vicarious and politely passive enjoyment from the interactions I had with my ancestor. So now I will just resume the politely passive part of it. Haha. You don't gotta. Jump in whenever you're feeling it. I love meeting new trolls. Well, at least when they're not evil or something. Love them not evil trolls. Like the cranky one over there in Rad Ruby Shades. Trezzy. Yeah, she's a boss. That's a pretty fair way to describe the attitude of anyone higher than me on the hemo spectrum. But yes, you are right. Oh, also, lest we forget dear Fafetta. Fafetta? Do you mean Fafairy? No, Fafetta! She was a dear, precious soul. She was my sprite. Guess she never happened in this version of stuff though. Well, she kinda still can. If you just go to the Gamzee fridge, you know? Dang, that's sad, but maybe not quite as sad as her existing, then exploding? I'm confused. Wonder what even else is different. Well, you died too? I did? Yes, while pushing me out of the way with a fork. So, thank you for that, retroactively, and to a different version of you? Jeez, yeah, I had a really similar thing happen in my timeline, also involving a fork. Yeah, so basically it kind of reverse happened. In the other world, they had to see the other people die, but now here, the other people saw them die, so I guess it's equal exchange. And even though you're okay now, it's still almost too sad to even talk about. Yeah, we didn't get to exchange even a single word before you were gone. All I could think was, how can this be happening again? Luckily, the sense of misery was short-lived though. It wasn't long before I was informed the incident was part of something bigger taking shape, and that John was on his way with a different version of you. I had no idea what a different version actually entailed, but I wasn't about to quibble. I was so relieved. Same, although instead of waiting for you to come back, I had to jump through all these hoops with John, and went through some different stuff. I may have thrown an impromptu funeral for your dead body. You did? Yep, sorry if that sounds weird. And I knew I was coming to meet a new version of you. But it helped me with like feelings about people I left behind. A funeral. Wow, that... Sorry for this if it comes off as odd, but that is so mom of you. Oh yeah? Mm-hmm. I like your mom. Me too. I don't mean to be too analytical about getting to know you, really. I guess comparisons are a little hard for me to avoid, since the adult version of you played such a significant role in my life, so I can't help seeing the similarities when they are there. But also you are so clearly your own person, shaped by your own experiences, and that is the person I would prefer to get to know, rather than a young avatar for the memory of a departed parent. Yet, this is the context which somewhat inescapably colors my perception of what you reveal. So while some observations are in the vein of predictable, charmingly so, mind you, others I regard as surprising. What about me is surprising? Well, you don't quite seem like a person who, I don't want to ask anything that would sound rude to you or spiteful to her, because I don't feel that conflicted about this anymore, particularly since I had my own troubles with it, so it would be pretty hypocritical. She's trying to ask you about your alcoholism. Conflicted about what? Let me back up a little. It was a long ride on that meteor. One experiences things over a few years, given a lot of time to think, changes and such. About halfway through, I started thinking more about Mom and about you, knowing that I probably meet you and, I don't know, live up to the experience? It's silly, but I'm guessing you understand what I mean. Basically, I was just nervous, and it was all mixed up with feelings of conflict and remorse over my mother, who, to my hazy preteen recollection, never wasted a day in my life on sobriety. She and her habit put all those days to quite effective use, actually. And I don't even quite remember the thought process that led to this, but I sort of ran with it too. The habit, I mean. For a while at least, I was still distraught about losing her and wanted to understand her, to connect with her in some way. And I guess that was the only idea I had. And on some level, I think connecting with her was also a way of preparing myself to meet you. Even though that probably makes no sense, since you are literally her and don't share all her... I guess I shouldn't speak for you though. So you're saying you're surprised I'm unlike her in that way because I don't seem like someone who get drunk off her ass all the time? Well, I guess I should be flattered if you really think so, but... wrong. So, my story is kind of like yours. I had a mom I never knew and wanted to feel close to her however I could. I grew up mostly unsupervised in her old house. It had all this old stuff in it, plus some old booze squirreled away here and there. And I just started up even though I was way too young for shit like that. Whoops. For real, you guys were like 13. And like I said, it was a bit light on discipline around then. It's not like a bunch of silly pumpkin eaters were gonna stop me. Pumpkin eaters? Just guys. Loads of them. But yeah, I wanted to be like her and do what she did, but mostly just made a hot catastrophe of myself. I doubt that is what she wanted. At the time, it seemed like a cool thing a real intellectual and mysterious book celebrity would do while also leading a badass and secretly subversive life in opposition of tyranny. But I think what is more likely is she knew the whole world would end and everyone would die no matter what she did, which was probably hard to live with. I don't know if I can blame the old lady for wanting to get a wee bit sauce after a couple of rapping clowns won a presidential election. Yeah, Wait, what? Clowns? Long story. Bad story. Please continue. Okay, yes, I'm sure my mother knew the end was coming too, knowing that helped put a lot of her behavior in context for me. I was always too young to understand. Poor moms. Poor adult dead sexy lady us. Truth. But anyway, back to us. Kid alive sexy lady us. Yes, it sounds like your Rose had an incredible career, but all things considered, I prefer being kid alive sexy lady me. Agree. I know what you mean about being nervous, about meeting you I mean. Maybe nervous isn't quite right, but when I started thinking about meeting you, is when I started thinking, I should try being not quite such a mess. So I started taking the idea of cleaning up my act more seriously. Ultimately, I concluded the same thing. I decided it wouldn't be a very dignified way to make an entrance, or for that matter, a very constructive way to help out in a struggle to preserve reality. Luckily, I was able to cut it out a while ago. I admit it wasn't easy, but it helped a lot to have people around looking out for me. Poke. Kanaya sits poked. So was Kanaya that helped, right? Not like Vriska. The way her Vriska-gram depicted. Yeah, I had friends help me too. I couldn't have done without them either. I never had in real life friends before this trip. It's interesting to observe the various ways they apply themselves to your benefit. Some people are around to make you feel like you're worth sticking with, even when you fuck up. And some people are around to kick your ass to make sure you don't. I think I had to play the latter role to my friends a lot. And also to myself, I guess. Who kicked your ass? Was it the yelly guy over there? No, Karka was mostly preoccupied with his own shenanigans. The yelly is deceptive. He's a rather private person. He is, which is funny because he's so loud. Vriska, however, she really is quite an extravagant bitch. Laughing my ass off. But it turns out people like that tend to have some convenient assets. such as the sheer force of personality to keep a bunch of idiots from falling apart. Don't get me wrong, it's quite annoying, but useful. Yeah, I probably should have been more of a bitch to all my peeps. Maybe we wouldn't have gone to jail and died. Let it be a lesson to us all. Yeah, a lesson. Be a bitch to your friends when they need you to be a bitch to them. Seriously though, it's so nice hearing your stories. Especially the similarities of stuff we experience. Wizards and writing and mom stuff. And even bad things we went through. And obviously, we're similar by DNA and all. But even so, it still feels comforting. That even if you flip the universe upside down and change it all around, it sounds like a song, pull us apart by centuries, kill humans off, flood the world, we're still connected to each other in a mysterious way that goes beyond genes and circumstance. And that, I think, is some tight freaking noise to consider. I'm considering it right now, and yes, that noise, it is so tight. Was that supposed to be like a winky face? No, it's not a winky face, it's just a very cheeky smile. Hey, what are we all talking about over here? Damn it, Dave. Nothing's going on, Dave. She just said it's so tight, okay? Dave here is like so tight and he just like has to bounce this in. Alright, next up, it's Tavro Sprite with Jake and then Vriska for some reason. Maybe she's coming to bully them again. Tavro Sprite, is it okay if we pretend to have a conversation over here for a while? Jake, how sad can you be? Just have a real conversation. So that I look busy and not come off as big of a doofus as I feel like. I can't oblige and also personally identify with that idea and the feelings of self-lameness behind it. But I could also help you out with a real conversation too, instead of a fake one. In fact, maybe we already even said enough words together just now for that to qualify. Oh, Tavro Sprite, you've always been the one ray of light shining through the clouds in what has otherwise been an emotionally stormy game experience for me. I'm so grateful that you found it in your ghostly bosom to drift over to Lomax now and then to cheer me up. So instead of like, what the hell was that guy's name? Aerosol coming to give him the finger every day? It's Tavros coming to like cheer him up every day, which is very good. Often enough to give me a real pick-me-up when feeling blue over friend problems, but just seldom enough to feel like a rare delight when you did. Yeah, I was under strict instruction for Vriska to not interfere with the timeline much for lots of months, so I didn't say hello often. She helped me be back alive, so I owe her that much on one hand. But on the other, I think she was doing her bossy thing for the sake of just telling me what to do. And I didn't see how that just being friendly sometimes was even changing the timeline much, or why the idea even mattered. Because it seemed like most of you are here never did much important stuff anyway. Wow, dude, harsh, even though I don't think you meant to do that on purpose. It's true. More tip-top wisdom from that sage bull-headed noggin of yours. Why do you want to be pretend talking, even though it's real, and look busy to your friends? I'm just not up to all this socialization yet. Maybe I never will be. I feel at ease talking to you, but all these others? I don't know. It feels really awkward, and I think I lost most of my prior bravado due to a lot of bad things that happened with my friends. What happened with them? I just messed up with everyone in a lot of ways I'm too embarrassed to even talk about. And now I just feel gun-shy about everything, I guess? Even polite conversation with fun new people I should be thrilled to meet. I couldn't even set things right with my buddies now if I wanted to. Jane is asleep, so I can't make amends with her after she became an angry robot and punched me in the gut and jailed me? And threatened me with eternal marriage and baby-making duties? I mean, sure, she was brainwashed when she did all that, but I'm sure I did some stuff to deserve it. Dirk is still way off somewhere, so I can't address that whole spicy meatball, which I still feel terrible about. And Roxy? Well, okay, Roxy is right there, but look at her. She's having a blast with all these people she actually really likes, and who are probably actually likable. She probably wants nothing to do with me either, so I might as well do her the courtesy of leaving her alone. But isn't she waving at you and saying hello right now? Due almost certainly to overhearing you talk about her name. All of you talk so goddamn loudly. You guys gotta take some lessons of whispering. Hi, Jake. Oh, yeah, it would seem she is. Those are probably pity waves, though. I don't think that is true. I've been the getter almost exclusively of the pity versions of various deeds directed at me, and I think that's not what she's doing. Those are normal waves and hellos. You should probably do one of those things back to her. Hi, Jake! Jake, damn it, hi! Oh, I'm sorry. Hi, Roxy. You're with us again, and I like that. Smiley face from Roxy. Nice, bro. Keep working at behaviors of that sort. Your self-esteem will get bigger. That's so funny. He never gives up on that self-esteem biz. I like that. Thunderations, what a fucking clown I am. I really need to keep a lower profile. Even basic pleasantries are a bit above my huckleberry for now. I get it. Self-esteem is probably the hardest emotion to master. It helps to have help. And I appreciate it, Mr. Tavro Sprite. Really, I do. No, I mean, not from me. Do you have a fantasy phantom representing your self-esteem who you can look up to? Ghost Dirk, guys. Or not Ghost Dirk, Ghost Brain Dirk, I guess? I don't know. A phantom? Because I did once, and it helped me. Then he became real, and really helped me. But not because of believing or anything, just because of coincidence he happened to be my ancestor. Well, yeah, I suppose I have something like that. A brain ghost of my friend Dirk who visits me sometimes. I guess he represents my self-esteem, but I don't know how helpful he actually is. Why? Because of all the consternation that my relationship with real Dirk has caused me? He says all the right things to make me feel better about myself, but when he visits my brain, I never actually feel that comfortable or good about myself. I just feel kind of weird and truthfully spend most of the time hoping he just goes away, and he probably knows that too because he's in my brain, and that makes me feel weirder. I see. Your brain is complicated then. I'm guessing it's because you're some sort of genius? Really? Yes, absolutely. I have a sense for these things. Gosh. Maybe instead of listening to the upsetting words of a complicated brain ghost, what a brilliant mind like you needs is something simpler, like listening to the nice and flattering words of a real friend. This interaction is so hilarious. Build each other up, guys. Build each other up. Maybe you're right. Not related to that. Have I mentioned you're actually quite handsome for a human? Wow, you think? Also, you have a dashing personality and you seem pretty strong, and your very small pair of creepy looking pants is really cool. Holy cow. You're right, Tavro Sprite. These nice observations about me? Why, they really do seem to be making me feel, at least, infinitesimally better about myself. What a chum! This is only the beginning of the feel-good feelings you can force inside you, through the repetitive mentionings of such things about you, but also through developing yourself as a brave, alive hero. It's too late for me to do that, since I lived a weak life, died, and was lucky enough to have a friend with a good enough heart to bring me back, but only as a spiritual guide, such as the one floating before you. So I can't be that heroically great anymore, by tragic definition, but you can. You're living, strong, nice, and of even higher importance, immortal. So that gives you, by my estimation, literally forever to get better and better and better and finally prove yourself. That way you can win your friends over and everyone will like you again. Boy shitting howdy! Just imagine, from hobbled the hoy to hero, wouldn't that spiffy predicament just razz my berries? Travels, would you leave that poor kid alone? What sort of nonsense are you telling him? Nothing? Oh bullshit, you're filling his head with lies, aren't you? No, it's just a basic conversation, not about any topics you're probably going to say you disapprove of. She's just interrupting their fake conversation. Hey kid, what's he telling you? What's your name again? Jape? Yeah, sure. No, it's not Jape. Wrong. Who even cares? Your overly simplistic human names all sound so alike to me. Anyway, listen, Jape. Whatever load of shit he's telling you in a misguided effort to cheer you up, don't listen to him. It's all a bunch of sappy, delusional garbage. I'm not gonna let you down easy, and someday you'll realize this is the biggest favor anyone's ever done for you. You are never going to do anything important, and you'll never amount to anything, period. Neither is Tavros. Vriska, you're so demotivating. Wait, no. Now hold on. No, you hold on, Tavros. You had more than enough chances to prove you could be a relevant contributor to our adventure, but you blew it every step of the way. It's time to face the facts. You're never going to have that big moment that vindicates your arc of personal development. It's just not going to happen. No, I know that. I just admitted that. You weren't listening to our... It's not going to happen for Jape here either, so stop filling his head with nonsense. I can just smell it off him. He's just like you, really. A loser is a loser. She's so harsh, but somehow her words are so true. Sniffle. Here's the bottom line. Pages just suck. Now you're just being rude, man. All of them do. They just can't ever seem to get it together. I think it just happens to be the class players get stuck with if they're naturally that sort of person. It doesn't mean they don't have value as people, but they'll never have anything significant to contribute, so they really should just stay out of the way. There's a certain quiet dignity in understanding your utterly crippling limitations as an individual. Ideally, a very quiet dignity so the important people can still hear themselves think. Okay, but what about all that big page potential? There's also a lot of misleading horseshit and really kind of a cruel stipulation of the class, to be honest. It makes losers think there's actually some light at the end of a long tunnel, so it keeps them dreaming instead of facing the facts. Sure, they could reach all that potential if they worked really hard for a long time, but don't you get it? The very nature of who they are prohibits that. They don't have what it takes to stick it out to the end because they're too weak mentally. So it's just the game playing a nasty joke on them, like dangling a carrot at the end of a ridiculously long stick. Only an asshole would knowingly play along with such a vicious hoax. Ugh, no, any form of friendship encouragement, no matter what, is universally great, I think. We all learn this as fact from lots of things we see and enjoy in stories and stuff. Oh my fucking god. No, Taro Spray, she's right. She's right. Sniff. Vriska, look at what you did! You made my friend Jape sad. That's not his name. Don't listen to her and come here, buddy, for a reassuring embrace. Taros, don't you fucking touch him. Remember, you've only been prototyped once. She is right, dude. You're gonna freaking accidentally prototype Jape here, okay? Do you really want to fuse into an eternal monstrosity with that weenie? God, what a weenie singularity that would be. Maybe I should stand back and let it happen. For science. Also, it will serve you right. Oh, yeah? We'll get a load of this. Actually, no, you're right, of course. I won't hug him because that sounds really, really bad. Sorry, Jape. Sorry, Jape. Well, alright guys, another 2 friend chats, catch-ups done? Why is... Vriska is always like saying things that are always like so mean, but like in a weird underlying level, they're kind of true. I mean, it's mostly just like 75% being mean, but like 25% kind of true, which is kind of sad, but I feel like Jake does have potential, as we have seen when Arania kind of like forcefully made him do the Hope thing, but he needs to learn to do it on his own. Yeah, maybe like make Brain Ghost Dirk come here again. I don't think it's gonna happen, but you know, potential. Like Taro says, potential. No, not sure how that potential is gonna go, but potential. But in any case, I will leave this video here, so thank you guys so much for watching this. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I will see you guys in the next video.